Hey everybody, I am beyond thrilled for today's video. I did something that I have never done before. You guessed it, I drank celery juice every single morning for 7 days straight, and I had to share. So there was that whole celery juice craze where everybody was talking about drinking celery juice and the benefits and just these transformative experiences that they had. So hey, my curiosity got the best of me and I was like, you know what? I gotta try it too. Now, in my experience that I'm gonna share, I used a juicer. But just so you know, you do not need to have a juicer to be able to make your celery juice. You can do it with a blender, and I can show you exactly how to do it. It's super easy and super simple. Here is what you need to know. I am following the method by Anthony Williams, who is also known as the medical medium, and he's been advocating for, celery juice and their health benefits for over 20 years. So ideally you want to drink 16 ounces of celery juice on an empty stomach, and then you want to wait 30 minutes before you have your breakfast or before you even eat anything, because you don't want anything obstructing the benefits or whatever it is that the celery juice is doing in your body. So they recommend having empty stomach, at least 16 ounces, and then as you go, you can progress and even add, make it to 32 ounces. It couldn't have been perfect timing. I needed a new juicer anyway, so I got a new one, and then I prepped it the evening before, so that way it's easier for me to just get the process rolling when I woke up in the morning. So every morning, what I did is I got up, got my celery, cut off the edges, and then wash them or rinse them out, get any, sand or grit or any of that jazz out of it. And then that way it's ready to go. So if you're using the blender, I just cut it up so that way it's easier for the blender to get access to it. And I just add just a little bit of water to make the blending process super easy. And then with the juicer, same process. Obviously cut the edges off, rinse it. Do not skip the rinsing process. And then put a few stock in the juicer and let it go to work. And then voila, you've got your celery juice. Okay, so when you are using the blender though, you will need a nut bag or a nut milk bag to be able to get just the juice, because you don't want the pulp from the celery, because it's a lot for your stomach to digest. It's a lot of fiber. So you want to use the nut milk bag to just squeeze out so you can get the juice. Now, a very quick and important thing to note that this is not a meal replacement. It's just a morning kick or boost that you need, a little kick of energy that you need. So it's not a meal replacement. So do eat your breakfast after the 30 minutes has gone by the night before. So this is the juicer that I got. It's the Oyster Juice Extractor Rinse and Ready Filter. So I picked this one because it's easier to clean. A lot of the juicers, one of the drawbacks is that the cleaning process can be a little bit tedious and frankly annoying. But this one looks like, from the videos I watched, it wasn't that complicated. So, manual, the user guide, I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart, get it ready and prepped and set up for the next day. Good morning. It is day number 1 of our 7 days juicing process. So last night I set up the juicer, the Oyster juicer, so it's good to go. Right now I've got my celery out. So right now I have about 4 stalks, which is like 2 bags. So I'm just gonna cut them up, rinse them out, and then we'll be good to go. But the dumping just a wee bit more. And then here's the nut bag, and just go ahead and pour the celery blend in there. So this is for when you don't have a juicer, but you've got a blender. Just put that in there, put it in the nut bag, and then we are gonna squeeze and get out the juice, just like this. Oh, this is so cool. Grab your glass, just dumping it in there. So I think one stalk gives you about 8 ounces. So if you get 2 of them, then you've got, or the celery hearts, then you've got your all 16 ounces. So yeah, that is how you make your celery juice with a blender. And then going forward, I'm going to show you what I've been doing using my juicer. Okay, so let's do this. Day 1. All right, let's see. Moment of truth. It's a little salty. Yes, that's a kick. It's definitely an acquired taste. So after the first sip kind of shocks you in the core, shocks your system a little bit. The taste doesn't get better, but it's tolerable. So I gotta go through all of this today, and then I have to do this again tomorrow. Golly. All right, well, cheers, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Oh, day 2. It's still tasted the same. The celery juice still tasted the same. It's not like it was nasty. It wasn't gross. It just tasted salty. And that was pretty much like the main issue I had with it. But otherwise, it was pretty good. So, see you on day 3. Truthfully, I only started noticing really a change in day 3. So day 3 is really when I started noticing a difference. I will say day 1, literally maybe a couple of minutes after having the celery juice, my stomach felt like it was just bubbling. And excuse the TMI, but I was a little gassy throughout the entire day, which according to Anthony Williams, the medical medium, it's normal. It's, the celery juice is doing its work, going in through our different organs and different systems cleansing. So, gas is part of the side effects. Anyway, but yeah, day 3, so my appetite was definitely better. That's why I started noticing things. I wasn't, craving my usual afternoon snacks that I crave. So usually after lunch, I eat lunch around noon. And then by 1:30 or 2 o'clock, your girl is craving some chocolate, some potato chips. Those kettle chips, it has a nice crunch. I love crunchy potato chips. And yeah, I crave those things. But by day 3, I wasn't really craving any of that. One thing I also really noticed is that I was not overeating. So my appetite was pretty good. So yeah, I was super thrilled about that. Day 4. All right, just gonna get my straw. Here we go. still salty. Taste really hasn't changed much, but I think I'm getting a little bit used to it, but we'll see. It's like Jeopardy soundtrack going right now. What can I say about day 4? So day 4, similar to day 3, I was still, really starting to notice the difference and notice some of the things. By day 4, I realized I had a lot more energy. When I woke up, I wasn't like dragging myself out of bed, but I was like, okay. Even though I had celery juice that I was about to have, I didn't hate it. And by day 4 too, I had increased it from 16 ounces to 32 ounces. So I had doubled the amount of celery juice that I was drinking in the morning. I found day 4, I was not bloated at all. Even though I wasn't as gassy, but I was still not bloated. What I will tell you that I noticed though was breakouts. I was breaking out a little bit on my face and also on my nose, which I learned that, it's normal because your body is trying to detox, and it's really just basically finding any hole that it can to just let out the toxins. So it is normal, totally normal. Now, unless it continues for a couple of weeks, like your breakouts, then I recommend and suggest you look into it further. Honestly, the taste, I've now gotten used to it and I actually don't mind it at all. I am considering even doing this way past the 7 days because it's really been good. I'm still noticing some benefits. I had some breakouts, but I wasn't freaking out, obviously, because I knew better. So it was nothing scary about that at all. I was still not bloated, gassy, just a little bit still. I was finding that I was going to the toilet, like regular bowel movements, which is great. Excuse the TMI, but this is all the benefits and things that I was experiencing, so I'm gonna share. But yeah, I was going regularly, which is good. And I just felt lighter and a little bit like free, because typically I would have like a food baby right after I have any meal. Sometimes when I drink water, I have a food baby, and I wasn't experiencing any of those by day 5. So I'm definitely considering keeping this up after the 7 days, because I think there's something to it.